Yeah, guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Uh, I hope you're having a wonderful week, a wonderful weekend. It's been Easter. It's been Easter. A lot of celebration. I hope you're celebrating well with your loved ones. But of course, don't forget that football is back, especially the Champions League quarterfinal, which is happening tomorrow and Wednesday. So we are just here to give you the gist about what will be happening tomorrow. We'll be predicting. We'll be trying to look at the teams, their strengths, their weaknesses, and how they will come through. So please sit tight, enjoy, and let's build the community together as always. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and share, because this community is blossoming. So don't be left behind. Yeah. All right, guys. Babs, what's up? How are you doing? How's your end and how's your family?
We are all fine over here. Thank you, Matthew.
Wonderful. Kinsley, what's up? How is your Easter going?
Wonderful. Going well, in top shape.
Great. You don't even look shaking because I was thinking you would be shattered with Arsenal defeat.
Well, Arsenal
But
cannot dampen
Babs,
my.
this thing Babs is doing to Kinsley is not fair. Why do you show the result? Yeah. So quickly, let's see whose prediction was able to go through the last time in these games.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
I
okay.
believe
I think
bad prediction
yeah.
for Leeds versus West Ham.
Okay. What
Leeds
what did
versus
Babs say?
West Ham.
What did Babs say the last time? Can you remember?
I said Leeds was going to defeat West Ham, but yours was
Exactly. I
more
think
accurate. You
yeah. I
said
think I
they were
said
going to play a
yeah.
draw and
Yeah.
they will log it out through penalty.
Penalties. Yeah. So I got that very correctly. I wish I do better. I would have made a lot of money. But of course, the game was so surprising because these guys were up 2-0.
2-0 up.
Leeds were up 2-0 as at 60 something or 7 something minutes. They were up
90
2-0.
plus 3.
Yeah, it was the 90 plus 3 that these guys came to score. In fact, I was shocked that even the
90.
from Chelsea scored for
Mhm.
them. So yeah, that's
So,
how the game went. On Saturday, it was a battle between Manchester City and Liverpool. Liverpool were battering, Man City. Sorry, I mean to say Man City. Man City were battering Liverpool 4-0. I watched the highlight and I was like, oh my god, this was crazy. And then in the evening, yeah, wonderful evening. It was indeed an holy Saturday because Chelsea were battling. They were battering Port Vale 7 goals to nil, and I was so happy. They made my Saturday. And then in the night, the wonderful St. Mary, yeah, I told you about that place. It's not an easy place. I think I told you. I said, I actually said Arsenal is going to win 4-0, but I was still saying some point. I said, hey, it's not going to be easy. And you can see from the result here on your screen, it was not easy. 2-1, Southampton 2, and Arsenal 1. Sorry, Kisley. There's nothing we can do about that.
Yeah, it's football. There's nothing you
Right?
can do about it. About that. If
they
you don't
really
turn up
made
on the day
they made my
when you be
weekend.
defeated,
I know, right? Coming from a Manchester United fan, definitely they will, they will make
I
your
was
weekend.
very happy with the results.
Yeah, of course, who will not be happy? Only Arsenal fans will not be happy. But I think Arsenal fans are actually angry with this result. Kingsley can just stay on the camera and be pretending that everything is fine. But behind the camera, guys, this guy is angry about the whole thing. Just kidding, just kidding. So yeah, then on Sunday it was West Ham with Leeds, West Ham at home, of course, with Leeds, and then the game ended 2-2. Very crazy game because Leeds were having this game to themselves already, but then I think because they wanted my prediction to come through, they have to drag it to penalties, and then yeah, the penalties was played, and then they won it on penalties. Now up toward semi-final, Manchester will be up against Southampton, and then Chelsea will be up against Leeds. Chelsea against Leeds is something to watch out. Leeds might just go ahead to beat Chelsea, but we'll come to that later. So this evening we'll be discussing Champions League quarterfinal, which is starting tomorrow. Can you please put that on our screen? Let's see the games we have tomorrow, and then try to dissect the teams and yeah, what the outcome. Do our predictions very quickly. So tomorrow, 7th April, where we have at 9 o'clock. Yeah, that's 9 o'clock. I think this is the Polish time stuff. Yeah. So 9 o'clock Polish time with Real Madrid, Bayern, and then Sporting CP Arsenal. Then on 8th April, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, and Paris Saint Germain, Liverpool. These are the guys in the top 8 guys in quarterfinal this season. So, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, what do you think? What is going to happen? Are there going to
Mm.
be a lot of surprises? Babs, go ahead.
It's going to be a very difficult game, unpredictable. Real Madrid in Champions League is different from Real Madrid in the league. You can't even predict by their form what they are going to do in the Champions League. So whenever they see Champions League, whenever they hear the Champions League anthem, they switch on their beast mode. So I really can't predict because Bayern Munich are also on a very good form, even in the Champions League. So and
Mm,
company is very hungry to get Vincent Company. I mean, the manager of Bayern Munich is really hungry to get the Champions League for
mm,
Bayern Munich. So it's going to be very difficult. It's going to be a very
mm,
interesting game to watch. I would say the
mm.
biggest game for the midweek.
Yeah.
And Sporting CP Arsenal. Let me support Arsenal this time and hope they lose. Like I've always do.
Yeah, there is no Manchester United fan that will come and say support Arsenal. That is a big,
Yeah.
big lie. Kingsley, don't be
Let me
swear away
support,
with
let
this
me
guy.
give it to Arsenal. Arsenal is a big name and
But
they
but uh,
should
but big names don't win. Big names don't win games. Hope you know.
they should they should prove themselves. At least they've had two losses back to back. They should try and redeem their image by making us proud.
Okay, so we'll see about that. Kingsley, what do you think? What are your initial thoughts on these games tomorrow?
I think for the first match, which is Real Madrid versus Bayern Munich, that match is going to be a cracker, like Babs mentioned. This is the star match
Mm,
of this round, this quarterfinal round. Those are the two powerhouse. In fact, I believe out of everything, if you compare the number of Champions League trophies that those two teams have, I think it's way more than what the other teams have. I think yes. So yes, those are that's the star match of this. It's in terms of form, you will say Bayern Munich, in terms of form. But Real Madrid, we all know the story of Real Madrid in Champions League competition, and
mm,
the last round of matches proved that the way they knocked out Manchester City, it was surprising to a lot of people, but for some of us, it wasn't really surprising because we know the antecedents of Real Madrid in Champions League.
mm,
So
mm,
coming again to this match with Bayern Munich is going to be a tough one. And if Bayern Munich do not come with their A game, if they take Real Madrid for granted, they too will be knocked out. Because I believe the last match with Manchester City actually played that game with the intention or with the impression that it's just Real Madrid, and Real Madrid were on a terrible run of form. I believe they just sacked their coach a few matches back, so they were not really in a good state when they played Manchester City. So probably Manchester City took them for granted and they paid the ultimate price by being knocked out of the competition. So Bayern Munich should learn from that and take this match seriously. And if they do, tactically, of course, if they do, they should beat Real Madrid, but not taking anything away from Real Madrid. Real Madrid is that team where you can actually stick your head out for and say probably they can come up with a surprising result, which is possible. So it's going to be a tough
mm.
match. It can go either way for me. And then the
Yeah.
second match of tomorrow, which is uh, Sporting CP versus Arsenal. Away, Sporting CP is a dangerous team. You saw what they did
Mhm.
to what's the name of this team from Norway.
Yeah.
So
Bodo Glims.
Bodo Glimt, yes. Bodo Glimt was the surprise package of this year's
This is
Champions League.
Champions League.
Yes, after beating a lot of teams,
I
big
thought they were
teams.
going to get to final, but
Exactly, exactly. So you saw what they did to Inter, what they did to Manchester City, and then the first leg of the, the against Sporting CP 3-0. So everybody was rooting for them. But at the end of the day, Sporting came home and then show them a different side of the Champions League. That Champions League is all about experience. So which proved
For the big
to be
boys.
for the big boys, it proved to be the cutting edge in that match. So yes, Sporting CP is a different animal when they are playing in Portugal in their home stadium. So it's going to be a tough match for Arsenal. For Arsenal, if they can get a draw or maybe nick a win, then they have a good chance of going ahead. A draw, they shouldn't lose that match. If they lose that match, then they found themselves in a very difficult situation. So, yeah, that's what I think for those two matches.
Yeah, so for me, Real Madrid are like the king of Champions League for sure. And just like Bob said, those guys have antecedent, sometimes Champions League antecedent always pay off, That's why the people always say that don't allow Chelsea to go to final. Because the antecedent of Chelsea is that when they reach final, they will be able to grab it, even if they were not good the whole season, yeah. So the same thing also is applicable to Madrid. If Madrid are at this stage in Champions League, they are already like energized. You see the way they play against Man City. Nobody give Madrid any chance. Nobody gave them any chance, like Kingsley said, yeah. But of course, some of us gave them chance because I told a Madrid fan in the office, I said, "Hey, man, you guys are going to win this match." Last night, the guy said, "No, no, you must be joking. Madrid is not good now." But yeah, Baba display head to head. You see, 8 wins for Madrid and 3 wins for Bayern Munich, and then 3 draws. So definitely head to head, Madrid is ahead. But of course, sometimes for me, particularly, I don't believe in head to head because sometimes head to head can be deceptive. Yeah, because the level how Bayern Munich is playing this season, honestly, is crazy. It's incredible. I have not seen any club in the world right now that is better than Bayern Munich. Yeah, Arsenal can be saying they are the best in Europe. Yeah, they have all their distance to say that they can. But I'm
They
not saying that
can't
the Arsenal is the
they
best.
can't say they are the best. Sorry to
They
interject you.
can. Yeah,
They
no
can't.
problem. But they can.
They
They can if
can't.
they want. But yeah, so for me,
Through
as far as
corner
I'm concerned, Bayern.
kicks. You can't be the best club in the world through corner kicks, through set
Yeah,
pieces.
but when you said this, it will go into a lot of debate now because they will never agree that they are only scoring goals on penalty or corner kick. But let's leave Arsenal
Own
aside.
goals,
So,
tappings.
so, so yeah. So Madrid should expect a very tough fight, though they will be in Bernabeu. So it will also speak well because it's their home. They want to show something. Mbappe will be up there. I don't know if Bellingham is back. Yeah, I don't know. I think they lost their game recently this weekend. Mallorca
Yeah,
beat them 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, they
So
lost.
so I don't know. Yeah, I
But
don't know if that
but
will
but
have effect on them or
don't compare their
they
form.
will pick up from there and do something crazy against Bayern Munich. Yeah, yeah.
Their form in Champions League is not dependent on their form in the league.
Yes, exactly.
It's always a contrast. There is always a contrast.
Yeah.
Madrid's form in the league and in the
So you're
Champions
like
League is
we
different.
should not compare their form, yeah, with what they are playing
Don't,
now against with what they play
don't,
against Mallorca, right?
don't make that mistake.
Yeah, of course. Madrid is a different animal in the Champions League. Whenever they come
Exactly.
to the Champions League, it's as though a different spirit has
Okay.
come upon them. So they
Okay.
begin to perform beyond their current measure. Yeah, so you want to compare their forms. That was what I was saying earlier when I
Okay.
gave my initial
So
analysis that
yeah, so
that
we'll
the
see what
team
happened between
when
the two
Manchester
of
City
them.
played
And
them.
but for me, I will also like I will just try to just predict it once. Oh shit. Yeah, yeah. So no problem. I would.
So, do you have any prediction for the game? Bayern Munich, Real Madrid.
Bayern Munich, Real Madrid. My prediction
Mhm.
for that game. Hmm. Based on form, if I want to be based on form, I believe we should go to Bayern Munich. You know, based on form, there's always a point where whatever you call it, is it luck now? Call it for Real Madrid, where it runs through, you know, based on form. I know they have a good reputation and they always turn up in the Champions League, but this time around, I want to go based on form. They should prove me wrong, Real Madrid, by winning the match.
They should prove you wrong.
Yeah, they should come and prove me wrong. You know, which if they do, I'm not ashamed. You know, it's Real Madrid after all. But for now, I'll go with Bayern Munich to
Bayern
make that.
Munich.
Yes,
Mm. So you are predicting that Bayern Munich will skate through to the
to the semi-finals. Yes,
semi-finals.
yes, that's my prediction.
For me, I would go with Real Madrid.
Yeah, of course, it's understandable. Real Madrid, we understand why you go Real Madrid because they can pull a rabbit out of a hat. You know,
They can surprise you.
exactly. Then for the second
So
match,
for Arsenal, what's your
Arsenal
prediction?
versus Sporting CP. For Arsenal versus Sporting CP, as a fan, of course, I support Arsenal to go through in that game. I don't. Arsenal is a bigger team compared to Sporting, and even in terms of abilities this season, Arsenal is also a better team compared to Sporting CP. So I expect Arsenal to go through, though it will not be an easy game. It's not going to be a straightforward win, and so I believe Arsenal will go through against Sporting CP. They just need to have a good result in Sporting Lisbon and then come to the Emirates and then finish the job.
Okay. Mhm.
So, like I was saying, I said Arsenal is going to skate through against Sporting Lisbon. They should have a very good result in Sporting Lisbon, and then at the Emirates, it should be the end of the conversation. So, for tomorrow's matches, at least for the first leg of tomorrow's matches, probably Real Madrid might have a good result against Bayern Munich, but at the end of the tie, I believe Bayern Munich will skate through. And then Arsenal against Sporting, Arsenal should have a good result at Sporting and also skate through the tie.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's my prediction so far for the fixtures of tomorrow. And then for Wednesday matches, should we look at Wednesday matches as well? Barcelona and Atletico.
sure we can. Sure.
Okay. Let's look at Wednesday games. Wednesday games, we have Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, the first match, and then the second match we have Paris Saint-Germain versus Liverpool. For the first game, Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, I see this game as a game which Barcelona could easily win. Recent matches between both teams has gone in favor of Barcelona, so I expect Barcelona to win this game. You know, even the current form of both teams, it also favors Barcelona. Barcelona has won a lot of their recent matches, and even the most recent match against Atletico Madrid, they've also won. And I also expect them to carry the same form into the Champions League Wednesday. The first leg is at home at the new camp, and Atletico Madrid, whenever they play Barcelona, I don't know, sometimes it just feels as though they can't get that mental block against Barcelona out of the way, and they are losing some of those their matches that they are not expected to lose. So this match, Barcelona Atletico Madrid, is going to be an interesting match, and Barcelona should win the first leg, and I even believe they could even win this match home and away. So it should be an easy ride into the semi-finals of the Champions League for Barcelona this season. And then we have the big one again. We have Paris Saint-Germain and Liverpool. That match is a repeat of last season's match between both teams. Big game. But Liverpool this season is not the same Liverpool of last season. So the match might not be as close as it was last season. And this season, I expect Paris Saint-Germain to easily skate through against Liverpool. Liverpool has just been a shadow of themselves in recent times. Throughout this season, they have not lived up to expectation. So I expect Paris Saint-Germain to defeat Liverpool. Paris Saint-Germain has actually picked form at the right time of the season.
Exactly.
So yes, they've actually picked form at the very, very right time. So I expect them to defeat Liverpool and skate through to the semi-finals. It probably is going to be more or less like a one-sided affair at the end of the day. That's more that I think. Yeah, that's more that I believe that.
Like six
Is that what?
or 7-0.
Yeah, it might not be a massacre per se, but comfortably, I believe Paris Saint-Germain should
I'm
defeat
predicting
Liverpool.
a massacre. From my
Oh,
own.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
See what Liverpool played against Man City in the weekend. 4-0.
Oh,
By the way, that you see, I don't think it will go like that, Babs. Sometimes
Did you watch PSG against Chelsea?
there's a dynamism in football.
There's no dynamism in this game.
Liverpool might just cause an upset that they received they were battered 4-0 by Man City does not mean that PSG can have that day with them. Do you get? So by the
Baba.
way, I think Polumi is there. Let him give us his rundown on his thoughts on before we go on predictions.
Ah, sorry guys for jumping in late. Life goes on here, and yeah, Champions League football. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. That's a very tough one. A very
Mm-hmm.
tough one. But
Mm-hmm.
ah, man, I wish this could be a final. This should be this
Exactly.
prediction should be
Exactly.
final, a final game. But I want to go with Bayern. I would say because of consistency in both like their form and their consistency throughout the season. So I would give it to them. Uh, maybe 3-2. If we have to do some scoring, I'll go with 3-2. Sporting Arsenal. Well, we are from quadruple to two. So my goal is to ensure that it remains one. So with all bias in me, I'm giving it to Sporting. I don't know if Sporting will win or not, but
So mad.
Sporting should win that game. And
Okay.
then these two people, Atletico Madrid, Barca. As if well. The problem I have with Atletico has been inconsistency. Funny enough, they can pull one strange uh, win and then go and lose again. But I'll give it to Baka because it's Baka. And score for Sporting Arsenal, I would say 2-1 in favor of let me repeat Southampton Arsenal kind of game there. Maybe 2-1 in favor of Sporting. Barcelona Atletico, I'll give Barca 3-1. Yeah, 3-1. I'm not expecting Atletico to pull out a surprise, but it's Champions League anyways. Yeah, another game that the problem I have with this game is Liverpool not being Liverpool this season. And looking at what PSG, I can't compare PSG and Chelsea anyway. Like Liverpool, Chelsea, kind of the way Chelsea played that game. It's a tough game. I'll go for draw. Funny enough, I'll go for draw in this game. Yeah, I think I've done the rundown for my own end,
So draw
for my own
1-1, or
predictions.
draw 1-1 or 0-0 or 2-2 or 3-3 or
Both are two
4-4,
scoring
5-5.
teams. So no, both are two. I'm not expecting a goalless draw. Let me say 2-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, now we've heard your stuff. Who has not even give scoring? Okay, I think I needed to give my prediction. For me, my Real Madrid and Bayern. Yeah, like we've all said, Bayern has been consistent, but of course, like I said earlier, antecedent will always pay off. Madrid. So for me, I feel like that game is going to end 2-1 in favor of Madrid. But I know we are not talking already who will go through, but I think it's still mention something like that. But if you are to say who will go through, definitely I will even bet that Bayern will go through. But that game in Bernabeu and yeah, is it Bernabeu? Yeah, it's going
Bernardo.
to be two. It's going to be 2-1 in favor of Madrid. And as for Sporting CP and Arsenal, yeah, Arsenal, I don't owe them anything, and I can say anything I want to say. So Sporting CP is going to, yeah, they will try to draw Arsenal 1-1, and if it doesn't work like that, I will like the scoring that my good friend has given 2-1 will be the last thing that the last bus stop. So Kingsley, I owe you nothing. Sorry about that. But
Of course, you don't owe me anything. And
but
if you are giving if you are giving your prediction based on your subjective opinion, not objective opinion, then you will be disappointed on that day. You know, Arsenal is a better team compared to Sporting CP.
but
So
you can't go to Sporting CP. Do you remember the last 2 years that Sporting CP dealt with you in their home? Hope you remember. Don't forget.
the last match we played against Sporting CP, we defeated Sporting CP 5-1. So in their home.
5-1.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so if you are going by recent results, we have crushed them there.
Okay,
So
by what
but
is but with what you said now, Sporting CP is going to beat Arsenal tomorrow 3-1. Yeah,
okay, all
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then Barcelona game. These guys they have been following this. They have played a lot of games together. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid. I know that Atletico Madrid dealt with them for the Copa del Rey. Yeah, a bit Super Copa, something like that. So Atletico Madrid was able to go through to final, beating Barcelona. But yeah, I think they played. I don't remember. Is it Friday or Saturday?
They played
Yeah,
over the weekend.
yeah, they played, and it ended 2-1 in favor of
2-1.
Barcelona. I think.
They were
Yeah.
Barcelona.
Yes.
So, but Atletico Madrid said that it was an experience for them, and they are ready to challenge them in the Champions League. But I'm not going to be cowed by those statements. Atletico Madrid is not always serious. So that game is going to end 2-1 in favor of Barcelona, if not 3-1 safe, because Atletico Madrid, I don't understand what they play sometimes. But then when that time comes, we'll talk. When they go to Atletico Madrid home, I'll give my prediction on that to be different. Then the Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool. Who was saying that Paris Saint-Germain would draw Liverpool? That is your own decision now. Everybody started to
I
say
was really
prediction.
surprised by that
Life
prediction
goes
from
on.
the Pelumi.
So for me, this game is going to
I
end
said
3-1 in
it.
favor of. Yeah, I know you said it. It's going to end 3-1 in favor of Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah, and of
Okay.
course, when they come home to Liverpool, Liverpool will try to draw them 2-2. But when that time comes, I'll predict that one too. So yeah,
Wait. See, they give you scoreline.
it's no issue of the games. Ask Baba and Kingsley what I predicted last weekend and what happened. Don't play with me.
Okay. Okay. Now the game is on.
You
Let's
got
see.
you
Don't
got
give
one
him
game right. You got one game right. So
Yes, now.
let's get the record straight. And the other games, you forgot what you predicted against Arsenal and Southampton.
Arsenal was supposed to beat them 4-0, but Arsenal slept.
Exactly. So you got that wrong, right?
So they were divided 2-1.
Exactly. But I told you that Chelsea will win their match. I think I said 3-1. Yeah, 3-1.
Yeah,
It
everybody.
was like if Chelsea would lose that game, I would resign. Like I would resign my fanship this
Yeah.
season. That was too
I
easy a
believe
game now.
apart from the Arsenal match, I think the other matches we predicted all our predictions came true. Yeah, we might not have gotten the exact scoreline, but the other matches, yeah, we actually got the other prediction. You were the only one that got, I think, 4/4, right? No, you even got you missed Arsenal
He missed
as well.
Arsenal. He
So,
predicted
but anyway,
Arsenal.
yeah, the way you predicted the match, Leeds and West Ham, yeah, that was top. That was top.
But that was tough.
When I saw the initial scoreline from Leeds, I was like, oh, this was what we were saying, and then eventually went into extra time and penalties. So you actually got that price. That was spot on. So yeah, for this Champions League matches, I don't know if we should expect any upsets in terms of form. I believe all the teams that are on form should go through to the semi-finals. But let's see if we are going to get upsets. So that means Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Barcelona, and PSG. We find ourselves in the semi-finals. But this is Champions League, and upsets are welcome at any stage. So let's see what happens.
Surprises.
Yeah,
Just like PSG surprised Chelsea, right?
No, that was not a surprise. That was expected.
What do you mean?
That was expected. The only thing that was not expected was the scoreline.
Was the goal line, goal difference?
Yeah, it was the scoreline. The scoreline was not expected. I knew that PSG were likely they had the upper hand against Chelsea, because Chelsea, they have been inconsistent this season, and Chelsea, they have been self-sabotaging at a certain stage of the season, and that's what they did against PSG.
You can't sit on your chair. You can't sit on your chair and be dealing with Chelsea as if it's your club. It's not your club. But I'm not saying you are the one that promised. Face your front guy.
We are stating the fact. There's no need for you to be
sabotaging FC.
Yeah, sabotaging FC. There's no need for you to get in your feelings.
Wait, 2 is gone, no. 2 is gone, no. I just pity you. 2 is gone from quadruple there. Don't worry. We don't know what we have with this one.
At the beginning of the season, the target was not quadruple. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, it was to win.
The target is even no trophy. Let's be honest. The target is no trophy. You see that meme? See no trophy, here no trophy, talk no trophy, and which one remains? 2 has been eliminated now. It remains 2.
God will give you double for your trouble.
Oh my God, but I think the upset that we have with people that we will reach.
No,
semi-final.
it should not. I think your audio is bad, Matthew.
That's your audio. Yeah,
Okay,
your audio is
oh, can you hear me?
okay. We can hear you now.
I said Sporting CP might cause upset. You know, if care is not taken. They
So
might even go
yeah,
all the way to finals if care is not taken.
who is going all the way to final?
Matthew says Sporting CP might go all the way to the finals. Let's see.
Okay, if he says so, he's
Sporting
just saying
CP,
that.
Sporting
So
CP.
he's just
But it's
Matthew is
possible.
just saying that
It's
to
possible.
banter.
No, it's not. It's not about banter. It's possible.
No. It's possible. It's not because he truly believes it.
They might
He
defeat
doesn't truly.
Arsenal, defeat
Yeah,
Barcelona.
yeah. Matthew does not truly believe what he said. He's just saying that
That
out
was
of banter. That Sporting will get to the final. He's just saying it out of banter. It's not because he truly believes it.
we never can tell. Oh, it's Champions League.
Exactly.
We never can tell. It's just like saying Arsenal will get to the final too. Like it's strange. It's over 10 years before since we saw Arsenal getting to the final of European football. Over 20 years.
You can technically say
You forgot Arsenal.
that
You forgot
Arsenal
Arsenal played Chelsea at the Europa Cup final about 6 years ago. So it's not up to 20 years.
European counts. Arsenal fan.
No. You said European competition. You said European competition. Europa is a European competition.
But okay, Conference League, Inco.
Conference League is a European competition, of course.
Competition. Okay. So we agree now that okay. I like the agreement now. So when it comes to European competition,
when it comes to European competition, it's not just we have 3 tiers of the European competition. We have the Champions League, the Europa League, and the Conference League. So any of those finals counts as a European competition. And for which Arsenal has participated in. So it's not out of place to say Arsenal can get to the final.
Like Arsenal participated in which one?
In fact, I said the Europa Cup final. Yeah, and moreover, Arsenal last season got to the semi-finals, so it's not out of place to say they can also get to the final this season. Sporting CP,
I'll give that to you.
But technically,
I'll give that to
you.
In terms of form, Arsenal is the informed team in Europe. In Champions League, Arsenal is the informed team. Arsenal has only drawn 1 match out of all the matches they have played. They won the rest. So in terms of form, Arsenal is the most informed team, and technically we can classify that as them being the best team in the competition so far.
So far,
but at the end of the day, the best team in the competition most times do not always win the competition.
Well, the best team is the team that wins the competition.
Last season.
Yeah,
before they crashed.
Yeah, at the end of the competition, maybe because you win the trophy, you are termed as the best team. But obviously, we all know that in terms of play, sometimes the best team in terms of play do not always win the competition. You know,
of course.
So that's why
everybody loves football.
Exactly. That's why everybody loves football. Football is one of those few sports where anything can happen. You know, anything can happen. The underdog can just come up and win the trophy. So we should expect same this season as well. If it happens, it should not be surprising for me. So yes, for me that match, I think PSG versus Liverpool. I think PSG, they are going to comfortably defeat Liverpool. I don't see Liverpool having a draw in that game, like Pelumi was suggesting. I don't think so. Liverpool's even the match, I was even giving them where I lost all hope for Liverpool this season was just this last match against Manchester City. The way they were just taken apart so easily just made me lose hope in them. Not just the fact that they lost the match, the fact that they lost the match so easily. Manchester City, yeah, it was just too easy for Manchester City. So that's why I believe that Paris Saint-Germain, they are going to be a different ball game for them. And the way Paris Saint-Germain plays, they are even much more, the speed of their game is even faster than Manchester City. So can Liverpool keep up with them? I don't
That
think
was
so.
why I was predicting a massacre. Sincerely, I'm
Yes,
serious.
I understand. Yeah, that's true. That's
Mhm.
true. It can lead to a massacre, but I still have a little belief in Liverpool that they will not allow a massacre to happen. If they allow that to happen, that would be so shameful. Yeah, it will be too shameful for them. It will be
Yeah.
definitely too shameful. For Barcelona and Atletico, you predicted 3-1 or 2-1 the first leg.
Barcelona Atletico 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
2-1 for
Okay,
Barcelona.
2-1 the first leg. Okay.
First leg.
Yeah,
Sporting
maybe.
CP Arsenal. Maybe 3-1 in favor of Arsenal.
No, for that first leg, I don't believe Arsenal might win that match with
I
that kind of
I
match.
I'm not even joking. I believe Arsenal can win the first leg 3-1.
Wow.
Mm. I believe Arsenal can win. Real Madrid Bayern Munich a draw. I'm predicting a draw for the first leg.
Okay, that first leg, right? Yes, it might, yeah. If a draw happens, I will not be surprised. If it ends in a draw. But overall, I'm predicting Bayern Munich might go through, likely to go through in that game. Yeah, Bayern Munich
Overall,
likely
I'm
to go
predicting
through.
Real Madrid to go through.
That's if Bayern Munich takes the match seriously, compared to Manchester City. Because by the time you take Madrid for granted, that is when they take you to the cleaners. Play them like you are playing Real Madrid. Don't play them based on the form they are currently. If you play them based on the form they are currently, you are good. They will just surprise you. They will defeat you easily. Yeah. Play them that they are a big team. Real Madrid, this is Real Madrid. We are playing Real Madrid. Let's go all out against them, and then you have a chance. If you are playing them because probably they have some injuries, their coach is not someone with a very impressive CV, and then you are playing them because they are not also in a very good run of form, then that would be the undoing of Bayern Munich. So they should take Real Madrid very seriously, and then they have a chance of going through to the semi-finals. So I believe we have actually had a good analysis of the matches.
Sure.
Yeah. So we will come back again by tomorrow, and we'll come and give our match reaction to the first two games of the first legs of the quarterfinals, and come and test if all our predictions, we got our predictions right or we came close.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for joining. Thanks for viewing from wherever you are. See you again tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Bye.